Hi everybody, in today's video we're going over the October 2025 budget to actuals month closeout, where we look at all the income we brought in and all of our expenses for the entire month of October. I think it'll be really helpful to see where we're allocating our money to, what we're spending most on, and just interesting to see. So let's just go ahead and get started. So the month is October 2025. Now, I'll go through, should I just do the budget first, all of our budget numbers, and then I'll go back with actuals. So I'll put budget in black. So my budgeted income for the month of October was $5,575.68. My husband's budgeted income was $5,974.44. His budgeted part-time income was $500. And we did not budget anything for miscellaneous income. So our total budgeted income for the month of October was pretty high at $12,050.12. Go down to debt. We budgeted to pay $650 on my Honda car loan, which was almost paid off in October. My husband's truck, we budgeted to pay $570. My husband's student loans, we are paying on them. I got a comment on my debt payoff journey update saying that they think if you take out student loans, you should pay them back, but they listen and don't judge. We are paying them back. We're in forbearance. No payments are actually due right now because what payment plan we're on is going through the courts right now. So we are paying on them. Also, that comment was pretty judgy, but we are paying on our student loans, my husband's student loans. We budgeted to pay $650 on his student loans for the month of October. We also budgeted to pay $1,880 on our mortgage, so a total debt budget of $3,750. Let's go down to investments. We budgeted to contribute $180 to my Roth account and $100 to our brokerage investment account. So we budgeted $280 for investments, which, looking at the income we brought in, pretty low. So that's something we're definitely going to reevaluate going into the new year. And once we pay some more loans off. So let's go down to our expenses. Cell phones, we budgeted $123.20, our normal amount. Internet, $109.99. Life insurance for the both of us, $57.93. And subscriptions, $142.86. So now that we're down expenses, I guess I'll just go to the variable expenses too, make sure everyone can see this. Our electric bill, we budgeted $165. Gas bill, we budgeted $65. Water bill, we budgeted $225. Groceries, we budgeted $800. Gasoline, we budgeted $600. This is for our vehicles. Dining out, we budgeted $435. Entertainment, we budgeted $120. Clothes, we budgeted $390. This is pretty high for 1 month. Health, we budgeted $290. We had some medical bills come through. Gifts, we did not budget anything for. Home items, we budgeted $280. For our dog, we budgeted $27. Beauty, we budgeted $197. I got my hair done earlier in the month. Cars, $275. Car insurance, $680.81. This is for 1 quarter. Home improvements, we did not budget anything. And hobbies, we budgeted $225. So total variable expenses for the month, this is a lot, $5,208.79. That was a lot, but also we brought in an extra paycheck, so we have to consider that. But that's quite a high amount for expenses. That includes fixed and our variable. Let's go up to our savings quadrant here. We budgeted to save $495 for our home fund. We budgeted $405 for our personal separate accounts. We budgeted $900 for our Nest account. We budgeted $80 for our dog account. This will be for her medicine or any vet visits that we have for her. We budgeted $360 for our emergency fund and $600 for our vacation account. So our total savings budget for this whole month was $2,840. So let's just fill in these lines in the summary tab, and then we'll go through and take a look at what we actually accomplished. $5,208.79, $2,840, $3,750, and $280. So this was negative. So over our 3 paychecks, it was negative. I think the first paycheck in October was negative. And I have mentioned previously that we do keep just an amount, a safeguard amount in our checking account to cover for if we would go over for a certain paycheck. So let's go to our actuals here. So I actually brought in $5,612.47, a little higher because the 3rd paycheck in October did not have any benefits withheld. Husband's brought in on his full-time job at $6,251.27. This was also higher because, once again, his benefits were not withheld from the 3rd paycheck in October, but he did get a pay raise. He got a raise in the month of October, so it's exciting. And his part-time job brought in $602.54. We had some miscellaneous cash at $60.09. So our total income we brought in for the month of October was $12,526.37, which is about $500 more than we budgeted. That $476 more, up by $476.25. Then let's go down to our debt, what we paid. Budgeted $650 for my Honda, and that's what we ended up paying. We budgeted $570 for my husband's Chevy. Somebody commented too, it's crazy to be on a debt-free journey and have a truck, a truck loan at almost 30 grand. Yes, I agree that if we went out and bought it, like when we started our debt-free journey, we bought this vehicle when our priorities were different and what we wanted out of our life. Like, things change, people change, priorities change, and so that's why we're going on the debt-free journey now. We're realizing what we want our life to look like. We are not going to be selling the truck. We use that when we go visit family. We travel a lot because family lives far away, and that is our primary vehicle for traveling. So little backstory on that loan. Next up is my husband's student loan. We budgeted to pay $650 and we ended up paying $700, so $50 more than we budgeted, and that was because his last paycheck in October had a higher, he had more money, so we used that to pay towards the student loans. Mortgage. Budgeted $1,880 and that is what we paid. So our total debt that we paid in October was $3,800 even. So $50 more than we budgeted. Let's go down to investments. Roth budget $180 and that is actually what we contributed. Brokerage account $100 and that is also what we contributed. So we're right on budget there at $280. Cell phones, make sure everyone can see this still. Budgeted $123.20 and that is what we paid. Internet budgeted $109.99 and that is what we ended up paying. Life insurance $57.93 and that is what we paid. And then subscriptions came in a little lower. I had a wrong calculation when I did our budget for the 31st, so our subscriptions were much lower than what I budgeted for at $142.86. So let's go over to our variable expenses. Here, our electric bill came in lower than what we budgeted. It came in at $121.43. Gas bill, we budgeted $65. It came in at $28.16. And our water bill was a little higher than we budgeted. It came in at $245.69. Groceries, we budgeted $800, came in at $834.20. Gasoline, we budgeted $600. We were above what we budgeted at $664.31. We did go see family in the month of October, so we had to pay for gas for that. So hopefully we're not over again in November. His family is coming to see us for the holidays in November. Dining out, we budgeted $435, actual $444.29. Entertainment, $120. We went pretty over budget here. We spent $240.48. Clothes, we were right on at $390.88. Health came in a little over $291.12. Gifts, we did not budget anything, but we did spend money on gifts. $45.03. Home items, we were over budget. It came in at $355.83. For our dog, came in at $26.19. My hair, right on budget, $197 for beauty. Cars came in at $270.65. Car insurance came in at the budgeted amount, $680.81. No home improvements. And hobbies came in at $222.60. So our total expenses, variable and fixed, came in at $5,466.05. So unfortunately, we were up from our budget of $257.26. Womp womp. And then let's go up to savings. We budgeted at $495 for home, and that's actually what we did. Personal, $405. That's actually what we saved. For our nest egg, we budgeted $900, and we actually saved $950, so $50 more. For our dog, budgeted $80. We saved $80. Emergency, we budgeted $360, and we actually saved $410, so another $50 more. Vacation, we budgeted $600, and that's actually what we saved. So we were able to save $100 more than our budget for this month at $2,940. So let's fill in the actual amounts here in our summary tab. So we had a positive remaining amount of $40.32. So we were not negative at the end of October like it was over here. We ended up on a positive $40.32. So I suppose it was successful since we did not go negative for what we brought in. But just looking at what we invest compared to our income, it's a measly amount. It's just like 2%. I'd like to increase that going into the new year, so 2026. So our savings amount was about 23% of our income we brought in, which should probably be a little higher as well. Really think we need to focus on these variable expenses down here, thinking those are probably where we're losing momentum, losing our money to. But I guess a little spoiler for our November debt payoff journey update video. My Honda is paid off. We paid that off in the early first week of November. So when I do our paycheck video for this coming Friday's paycheck, you won't see my Honda loan on there since that's paid off. So our debt, monthly debt amounts, actually might stay a little bit close to the same. It probably will go down a little bit because we're trying to increase student loan payments because we are paying on our student loans. But it's exciting to see that Honda loan paid off, but we want to take a moment at the end of the year and go over what we want 2026 to look like, what goals we have in mind for that. And doing these videos has been very helpful for us, and seeing these worksheets is something that we can review and go over just as a family unit and figure out what we want our life together to look like and what we want to build together. So I hope this was helpful for everyone. Hopefully I clarified a few things. Like I said, we are paying on our student loans. I just don't understand how people are misinterpreting that. We are paying on them. We took the money out. We can afford to pay them back. My husband is in a very good job, so it's not like we're trying to skirt around paying them back. We are trying to pay them back. So see you guys in the next one. I hope you found this useful. Leave any comments below if you have any questions or if something's not clear. So see you in the next one. Bye.